the conversation, you never know who you're going to jump ahead of because you never know how good they're going to be. You know, Chelsea could get 85 points this year and theoretically come fifth. Doesn't mean they haven't improved massively. Sometimes you can't always base it on league position per se or points per se. You have to look at the overarching picture and context. But this Man United team, and the reason why there's such outrage about how bad we are is because we should be doing a lot better than where we are. Then you say that we should be doing better than where we are, and everybody says you're arrogant. I don't understand. If we're where we should be, there should be zero fucking anger. There shouldn't be any banter if we are where we should be.
Any club losing at home 3-0, even if it's Bournemouth, even if it's Crystal Palace, even if it's Brighton, there should be outrage. I believe so. By the way, if Crystal Palace lose 3-0 to Liverpool at home, the fans will turn on the manager. And this is any club in the Premier League. Like, I think this is my personal belief. I think the problem with Man United now is that it is turning that the shirt doesn't have that much weight. And by the way, this plays a big role, by the way. And I'm going to explain it, Terry. This is not me bantering Man United. I explained it before. That, by the way, that means, I believe, if you say that the shirt of Man United have weight, I'm going to explain what that means. I believe that if the same Chelsea team, exact team, went to wear Crystal Palace shirt, with all due respect to Crystal Palace or Bournemouth, they won't be playing the same. The shirt has weight. I believe with the amount of losses at home and the way the club has been treated over the past 12, 13 years, I think the shirt is losing its weight in terms of, like, you have to win. We have this say back in the days. Back in the days, there is a say about Man United. Can I just explain?
Go on.
There was a say back in the days about Man United. You walk into Old Trafford, you're almost 1-0 down to Man United. Almost 1-0 down.
Now you're 1-0 up.
That is the problem now. I believe Man United need to fix the mentality of treating the shirt.
But you can't fix the mentality until you get the basics right. We don't have the head coach hasn't even put the basics in place for the mentality to be fixed, and that needs to happen. But to your point you made about anyone losing 3-0 at home is bad, it isn't. Look where we are in the league. We're 13th. You look at the team above us and below us. Okay, if Spurs or Liverpool went to West Ham or Brentford and beat them 3-0 away from home, nobody would be saying, "Oh my God, that's the biggest embarrassment for Brentford or West Ham." That is why I know that nobody in their heart of hearts, they can banter, they can write, you shouldn't be in the conversations, they can write you all these things. That is why Man United are being ridiculed for those two results, because the squad is far too good to be losing 3-0, 2 games running at home with a whimper. It's too good for that. Doesn't mean we're too good and we should be in the title race. But when I look at the teams that are above us, I mean, we have better players than Brentford, better players than Bournemouth, better players overall than Nottingham Forest, better players than Brighton. I believe that you as an Inter fan would buy more players from Man United than you would from Tottenham. You know, I look at Newcastle, they've got some very good players.
Cool, but fine.
Okay, cool.
It's 50-50 close, but I get your point.
Well, okay.
I get your point.
Then if you're saying close, then it's fine. Like I've said, we're in the mix with those teams to be fighting for those positions that are above. But the point is that we don't even have the basics at Man United. Our manager empties our midfield and we get run through. Yeah, but what Van der Ven did was amazing. Van der Ven? Mickey Van der Ven, yeah. What he did was amazing. But FC20 did it 3 days earlier. I don't even mean it. Coming to Man United and winning 3-0 isn't, oh, my team's amazing. I don't care who gets upset by it. It's the truth. What Liverpool came to us and did, what Spurs came to us and did, what FC20 did, isn't about your teams being brilliant. It's about Man United being coached hideously. We are being coached. Our poor coaching is more responsible for those results than how good your individual teams are. And that's why we need to address that head. I agree with you. Mentality's got to improve. I understand we've got to make it a fortress at home. But how can you make it a fortress at home when you empty the midfield, where we have bad passing drills, where we can barely hold on to the ball, where the players look confused, where we don't play the same style of football 2 games running, let alone any level of consistency? It's crazy to me. And Twisted Bubba, you call me out when I say Ten Hag has to go, but I want him to succeed. Of course, because I'm sorry to say it rudely, of course. I don't think he can turn it round. But of course I want to be wrong. Why would I not want the manager of Man United to be successful? I have no agenda against him as an individual. Of course, you know, in the summer when Hussam was saying I'm slot out already, it was a belief he had.
That's AI.
But he didn't want to be right, and he turned out he wasn't right, and that's why he's happy. If Hussam had an agenda, he'd be nitpicking and upset still. I've been proven wrong. So if we end up winning games and looking really good and become consistent, you won't see an unhappy Terry going, fucking hell, I'm so annoyed he's still here. I'd be happy he turned it round. It really isn't that hard to compute, my friend. It really, really isn't. Let's do some super chats here before we move on to the other subjects. Terry, when are you doing the show with Mark Goldbridge? That'll be very soon, my friend. I don't know the exact date, but that will be soon. And yeah, I'm sure it will break the internet. But that will be coming soon. Big up, fellas. Hussam, I have a good idea. Oh, sorry, we'll come back to this one later because it's not really to do with Man United. Yes, the manager should go, but it's funny how people are talking like that will fix the problems and break the culture of toxicity and player power. No, the manager or head coach will be part of that, but that's about the ownership, and that's also about changing the squad over the next 2 to 3 summers. As I said, all summer long, you can't change that straight away. That's why we should have started with a new manager to begin with. It's all going to take time. There is no quick fix. Anybody that thinks there is delusional. The same people that question Ineos are the same ones that will take short-term over long-term plans. Same individuals that said we will win the league if we get rid of this. And you are right when it comes to Man United fans. The same fans that are already turning on Ineos are the same people that said, sack Jose, this squad could win the league with Ollie. And they've been wrong. They've been wrong every step of the way. Every step of the way, but they still think they're right. It's unbelievable.
It is true. You did sack a lot of managers, and you are right. Joshua Jack's overriding point is correct in a generality. However, the one thing that I was saying when I was speaking is, look, you've given Ten Hag the opportunity. So this is the season in which we go like, okay, is keeping the manager the right thing or the wrong thing? And so far, it's proving to be the wrong thing. So it's on Ineos to act. That's all people are saying.
No, everyone understands that, but it's Joshua Jack is talking here about Man United fans are like, that's it. I'm already like Ineos out. But you've got to let things cook a little bit. And these same fans are the same individuals that have believed our squad's been good enough to win the league for about 8 years. And all we need is the right manager. Every new manager we get is the right one, according to these same people when they first arrive, first 6 months. And then we end up in a problem again. And they always ignore the bigger problems. Hussam does not know how to put you on the spot. You know what rivals will call you low. If Arteta is available, would you take him? I'd take Arteta now if he was available. Yeah, of course I would.
Arteta enter as well. Like, what is wrong with this?
But again, I said I took Sky King. I said I put it based on a list of a credible article of a short list as opposed to just random names. Because if I could have anyone I want with a magic wand, I'd take Pep. But that ain't going to happen. So there's no point.
I wouldn't. I'd take Ancelotti.
Okay. This Man United team has a lot of players who don't want to be here. Rashford, as an example. He was a world beater 2 years ago, and last season he was playing partying till the morning. Just this alone speaks volumes. Anthony is a flop, yet he's a United player. He's a flop that you can't sell. Terry, in order, can you? We'll come back to that one later, my friend. We'll do that later in the show. Johnny Sins here says, delusion. You are not being ridiculed because your club should be doing better than this, but you spent ridiculous money on shit players, and fans like you still think you're supposed to be higher. Well, look, I disagree with you. I don't think I'm being delusional. I'm looking at the majority of predictions at where people put us, and nobody was talking about having 7 points after 6 games. Nobody predicted us being 13th in the league. So no one of any sort of note that goes on social media, a lot of them were saying 6th, 7th, and 8th. Some people were putting us in the top 4 this season. So again, you're saying that now after the fact. And of course, we have signed some players in the pool that have been crap, but we didn't sign a single player this summer, maybe barring Delit, that everybody was going, oh my God, that's a load of dog shit. You did, Johnny Sins, but every single show you watch, you say negative things about Man United. And I'm sure if and when one day we're back to winning the league, you'll still kind of find a way to ridicule it. Like, you'll be one of the people that calls out Arsenal and says things like, yeah, you're winning, but it's boring football. So you're always going to be negative. You think I'm delusional? I think you're absolutely wrong. But again, you did name yourself after a porn star, so I don't know how seriously we should take you. Ten Hag should stay, or else you will regret it. Poch out. No, I doubt it. Baba. I doubt it indeed. Viewers, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you are subscribing.